Hello, and welcome back to Commander the Great War. We are having a great war. It is now after the first year. Pacifist Germany has been unleashed, and we are pushing forward on the French front because the French have over-allocated resources in Italy, which we're happy to see. The Russians had a good defense at first, and then we absolutely broke through from the Austrian flank and then the German flank, and in an effort to reform lines, everything in this Warsaw pocket basically got isolated and destroyed and then run down. Now, because the whole game we spent the first year letting our opponents build up, yes, but over investing into technology and ammunition production, we are absolute beasts on the battlefield. So the Eastern Front with Russia is looking good. The French front is looking good. The British Navy is a little bit too nervous or skittish. We definitely had a lot of victories here in the Baltic, and then a couple of decent victories down here in the south, which we're now converting into bombarding Italy. The Gaza front is slow going, but absolutely, I think we've now kind of conquered the entire of the Suez Peninsula. We're trying to get in towards Cairo. Very slow going. And then we poked the bear of Russia down here in the south. They've then allocated a tremendous number of resources to defend this zone, which honestly is a win for us because all of that could have been put on the eastern flank here, and instead it was put kind of in a place where I'm happy if things are stagnant, because this is such a slow axis of attack. Like, even if there were no troops here, it would take forever to march through these mountains and across these plains, and like we wouldn't be getting any like great city, right? Nothing worth more than a 2 until we get all the way up here into, what's that, Tsaritsyn? Is that what would be eventually renamed Stalingrad? Or am I looking at the wrong river? Saratov. Right? It looks promising. Rostov is still a very big and important place. Anyway, so all of that said, before I jump into anything specific, I was asked, why not invest more into blimps instead of artillery? Artillery costs 10 ammunition to fire, whereas a blimp only costs 1. What is the reason for this? And I think that that's actually been demonstrated over here. Several of these blimps I've actually had to stop attacking with and repair. And blimps right now for me are basically as strong as they will ever be. If we go in the research for blimps, as Germany, they start at level 2, and you can get a little bit more air attack for defense against air, and then finally you can get a little bit more strategic bombardment and defense when bombarding units on the ground. But the problem with air units is if you attack and the opponent has fighters, and we've seen that down here. Look at this air force for Austria, whittled down to 4 and 6 and whatnot. Because every time we do an air raid, we're losing 2 or 3 health on our fighters as we get tied up in dogfights, because the enemy fighters are giving like a zone of defense, as it were. So air units, even though, and I love fighters because they cost no ammunition to use, and they do have some shock value, and certainly airships do as well, about the same as the artillery. The artillery has much more bombard, right? They have equivalent strategic attack as far as I'm concerned. But the big thing that you're not seeing with artillery, because it's not listed in this stats, is actually, let's go to research, mustard gas. So each of these gases, I'm pretty sure we can read the information. Treaties, blah, 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 blah. If I go here, chlorine gas, oh no, it just talks about awful. My understanding with the gas attack weapons that upgrade artillery is that they secretly, behind the scenes, not in the base stats, give a modifier to your shock and bombard of that amount. So right now, it looks like we have 2 shock damage, but really, with if we go to research and we go to gas attack, we have 2 levels out of this, and we're going on the 3rd. So we have 4 going on 6 additional shock and bombard damage. So even though you don't always see the results show up in terms of actual casualties, because people are dug in and there's a lot of things going on, a lot of the damage that the artillery is doing is actually blowing up the defenses, inflicting casualties, lowering efficiency more than a blimp could ever do. And the blimp, every time it attacks, it's being harassed by the opponent's air force. And as we go through the war, we're going to get more and more air attack on our ground units, right? If we come here, the Germans have the first level of air defense, then they're going to get the second level, and then finally there's barrage balloons. So I think that lack of technological gains here for blimps really holds them back. Like it's fine, especially if we get the anti-air piece maybe, but I'm interested in going after the bombers, because I think the bombers have a little bit more going for them in terms of, if you look at the ground attack, defense, air attack, bombard, same thing here, more high defense so that you can bombard units better, more ground attack, and it just kind of scales, a lot of strategic bombing. But really, nothing compares to the value of Air Force, shock, no ammunition, no whatnot. So really, that's why you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 airplanes here, 3 more airplanes here. In this game, destroying efficiency so that your infantry on the ground can punch through. I mean, you're seeing the results here, you're seeing the results down here. Even with the Turks, I've been buying planes. Even though they can only ever get level 1 planes, I'm using them to create those breakthrough potentials. So a cannon is still really great. I need to be more sparing with the use of their ammunition because it is so costly to fire the bloody things. But they have so much more upside in that not only is the gas attack increasing, the artillery attack itself is getting higher. There is some counter battery stuff that we can do, but really it's this aerial coordination piece. Like, you know, it starts off getting a little bit of ground attack and bombard, then a little bit more bombard, then more ground attack, more shock, more bombard, and then creeping barrage for 2 more shock. So that's a lot. The biggest thing with the gas is that right now, getting gas masks, right, provides 1 and then 2 more anti-gas. So like, people need to get the gas filters to limit the effectiveness of artillery, but artillery gets all the way up to +6, whereas gas only gets up to +3. So you still get half that value. Anyways, all that said, there is a tremendous ceiling for planes and cannons as opposed to blimps. Let's get into it. I think the first place to start maybe would be down here in the south. Let's talk about this. We could attack. I don't think we're going to push through on this infantry. We're not going to push through on this infantry. This infantry is in grassland, very hard to defend. Is it worse than desert? It's about equivalent. So let's go ahead with the Turks. We do have ammunition, so look at this. This is what I mean. Like, here, we're going to attack this guy with a fighter. It's going to cost us no ammunition, but it'll reduce their efficiency and cause a casualty for us. Like, literally, it will just be bad for us. It adds up slowly. Like, you can get high rolls, but you've got to wear people down. Whereas the cannon, it's like, boom, baby. And that actually, even though it didn't say it, it dropped their efficiency 2 steps, right? And then, boom, that didn't do anything, and we took casualties. Like, it just adds up in that way. It's just weird. But there you go. We just lost a casualty here. We lost a casualty in the plane, but he lost 6 health and 7. And unless he gets reinforcements, which he can easily do, he's gonna have a problem here. This is a very built up sector. I think I'm gonna go ahead and reduce 1 more unit here. Just paying upkeep on those recruits is not that valuable to us. All right, over here, they have an Air Force unit. I mean, if they're going to put it on the front line, we want to hit it. How do we... I think we can... I could move into this tile, but I really don't want to. Like, I kind of want to move back and move up. But maybe we just shift this all over. So like you can go to here. You can go to here. And then let's defend the flank of that unit, because the artillery and all these units attacking could be nasty. So if I didn't take this tile, they could have attacked me in 4 ways. I don't think the AI is that smart, but they could have. And then with one more switch, we're now kind of in it. So now we have 3 infantry ready to attack on this infantry unit, or garrison. See, we're losing units, but now we're starting their attack. 1, 2, 3. And we actually took pretty poor odds on that, but hopefully their entrenchment has been lowered. Not even. I mean, we'll see next turn whether the entrenchment did get lowered. It might take a turn to update, but you know, it is what it is. All right, and then we get another infantry, and now we are built up here to pressure really hard. And our economies, you can see if we go to management, we're just not making nearly... Maybe it's production. Yeah, we're not making nearly as much income, right? We're in like the 24, 28, and 11 range per turn, right? It's just very hard to build up an economy, which is why we benefited so much from waiting an entire year to start the war. They got to build up as well, but hey, I mean, at least we got something out of it. Down here, Romania is going to be in the war soon. So we're trying to figure out the best way to handle that. We were able to shift some units over already. I like the idea of like, do you step up or do you step over? I don't know where to stand with this unit. This is a mountain tile, so let's just occupy the mountains. We're gonna occupy this city. Down here, let's bomb this plane. They can't bomb it from 2 angles. They could use their artillery to hit the boat, but if they're not, that's fine by me. Let's keep doing the bombard. That's using a lot of Austrian ammunition, but Austria actually has ammunition to spare, unlike most of my factions. This is a really important turn, I think, for Austria to get some repairing in on the planes, on their units, on everything else. So, oh, I can choo-choo you away. Well, I mean, if you can be choo-chooed, vroom vroom. Let's move you out and you into the spot. We have some attacks that we could make, but I'm just not loving our chances here. We'll keep doing some harassment, and there you go. You can see we went from 10 to 8, and they lost 1. So the airspace is certainly contested, and that's okay. Now, anything that's at a 7, I want to repair in terms of Air Force. They've got a low French battalion back there. I'm going to harass it just to make sure it doesn't regain any health. Same here. We could push on this Belgian unit very hard. This is worth, look at that, -3 efficiency. It lists it on the artillery side, but I'm pretty sure it gets impacted there. Now we're looking at doing 4 damage in attack just to make sure that this goes through. Boom. And see, he did survive, annoyingly. And there's no way for us to do that, but we can still use the gap and then shift our units this way. I'd like to bring up a garrison here because I need the general, the German general, to stay as north as possible. If I shifted in and over, I wouldn't be getting this big red area coverage all the way up to here, and that's important to me. So air unit here. I mean, I don't know why the enemy has lifted their air on us. If I could have done this artillery bombardment, we had a potential here to get through. We might still want to do this shuffle, get a fresh unit to the front line. Keep up the pressure. And then anyone that isn't I forgot to use you. Anyone that isn't involved can get a repair. And, I mean, this is ground attack, assault, and everything else. So I think we should certainly keep investing in upgrading these platoons here. Moving over here. I wouldn't mind... Just attack. We don't need air support on this, okay? Nova Georgievisk captured. Central Powers have captured the mighty fortress. Sure have. You guys are very low on health, so you can stand still and get a repair. Alright, where is our next attack vector? I mean, it's so expensive to use this dreadnought to bombard, but I guess we could do it. Let's bring you down and start getting some repairs, and we'll just bring a nice, weak cruiser down there, just to save a little bit of ammo for Germany. Poor guy. This plane could do for repair. This may as well get repaired. I mean, even this infantry is low. I just don't have the industrial might, even as Germany, to do everything here. I don't know what the attack on this would be. Not great. Yeah, trains always disappoint me. We do have some ammunition left, though, so we can start working away on this bad boy. And then you or you. So that was a good attack. And then at least that one is supposed to be even Stevens. It was not. Let's create a breakthrough. An attack. And then attack. And that finishes him off completely. Love to see that. If I move to here, this should cut off his supplies. And then if I move you... I'm going to move this cannon back just so that this guy can't walk into my base. And then move him here. So now there's no way for this guy to cut back through and reconnect. This general is isolated completely. He could come down here and get one big attack on something, but then he's going to be deleted. Okay, down here. This is a German plane. We're down to 2 production capacity, so this unit needs it. I'd love to do one of these ones, but let's just hold for a moment in time. How do we do this? Austria does have artillery. So let's boom, baby, right in. And that's because Austria has gas attack, I think. Again, just showing its worth. Do an air attack on that. And the Germans are here. We may as well push, push, push. And then, I mean, there's a garrison in the middle here. I bet you we could pierce that. It seems like a waste to use an air attack on it, but it actually did hold. That's even more embarrassing. Let's keep pressuring the line, though. There is technically a gap here, but even if he squeezed through this hole, there's nothing for him to get to. So I'm okay with that right now. This train didn't have any general overcover, so that's probably why they had such a hard time. This German squad, like, if I think Romania is actually going to be an issue, I should mobilize down here. You can get to there, you can get to here, and now the Germans are gonna occupy the Balkans for defense. Let's look at diplomacy. 15 turns plus on Romania has remained, whereas, or on Bulgaria, Romania is getting closer. So if I just occupy this mountain range with as many Germans and Austrians as I can, even though they'll have the infantry superiority, they don't have the same level of assault and ground attack, and digging into the mountain should be enough to say no bueno. We definitely need more garrison squads just because of how much front line there is. And the border goes to here, right? This is the difference. So we might want something in these Serbian forests here, but you know, I can't take that whole front line right now. Move you to here. Just slight movements. Alright, so that's pretty much the entire front. There are some naval things to be done, and I'm pretty sure Germany is constantly running out of ammunition, but if we can sink that ship, that's nice. And then the only other thing to really consider, like, is how much damage can we do to this? I'll even risk this destroyer. Alright, great. So that was something. We can bomb Calais, so fine. And if we can bomb Norwich, then fine. Like, the British Navy, we've overextended this point. They're probably going to come in here and clap things. But just the way that we've organized things means that he can't do very much damage to these capital ships. Unless he's coming from the north. And we haven't seen any ship movement over here. He does have a dreadnought chilling. But we should be able to bail back to northwest Germany there. The Helgorod Straits or something? I forget. Helgoland? I don't know. Let's just click this button a few times to see if there's any units that I'm keen on moving that I haven't. The fact that this unit can move is interesting, but there's just nowhere going there you don't get cut off yourself. Like, if I could connect this or this cavalry to this unit, like, through this marsh, that would be incredible, but there's nothing that would stop them from perforating back out and getting away. But maybe we can bog them down. Yeah, nothing that's being highlighted right now is something I'm not aware of. Sometimes it reminds you of front lines that you've missed. I want to delete all these, but I know on diplomacy that will show up sooner rather than later. So we have 30 production. I don't think there's anything to put in the pipe. I mean, we could put in an Austrian fighter, but I don't want to limit ourselves in any way. If we are going for the breakthrough into Germany or into Russia, I think we start deploying these infantry squadrons over here. Part of me wonders if you put one down here with the anticipation of Romania coming in. But I would only do that if it was at least 5+, not, the 4 to 6. So right now, I think for, like, we're happy to put this infantry here. Or in Italy, but in Italy there's not much. Are we really making gains? Like, I think this is locked down. Like, we just can't really get through here, even with all the artillery and things. We do have a lot of our, we have a lot of ammunition as Austria, so we should be doing that. Bombardment, but no, let's exploit this Russian weakness, and at the very least we can use these units to kind of like secure this southern part of Russia and threaten Romania from the north. I don't think that Russia will be sending reinforcements to Romania, because Russia could really use the reinforcements itself. Okay. What could happen? I can't believe I didn't kill the Belgium squadron. It's disappointing. Interesting that they put him in charge of protecting Verdun. I think I can get through to Verdun under this spacing. I'm pretty thin on the Italian front right now, but just how much, like, they've over-invested troops there, so I don't feel the need to push that hard that would risk overextension, you know? Okay, attacks coming in. And that unit is stranded. Love it. They are getting some upgrades. What's that? Another infantry unit? Looks like they're trying to send units to France to kind of fill in the backlog. And they're sending the British fleet around. So I think it's time to book it out of here. Like, we're just not going to sink a dreadnought. We don't have the firepower for that. So if we can get out of here, start getting those initial repairs done, we'll be happy about that. I mean, I could leave the submarines kind of lingering, like true Germany style, but yeah, that's about it. You could also come to here, get a quick rep. All right. So, like, you, for instance, are out on your own, and now you're deleted. If I don't move with these units, I can get them a big 3-piece repair. He's been upgraded to a tier 4 unit. Interesting. I think we bombard this city as much as we can. I really don't hate the idea of going deep. I think this is the chance of ours to make this breakthrough happen. I just want to make sure that this general is here for a moment. See, what's annoying about these trains is they can't really do that much. So you back it up, you bring you in, and yeah, we'll start getting these attacks. Worth repairing. I mean, fine. A lot of these units of mine too need the upgrades to be able to do those assaults. It's very expensive, but we have the production rate this turn because we just got something in. So let's make sure that we take advantage. I'm not focused on the garrison so much as I am on the like actual infantry, like full battalion squads there. Okay, I mean, this infantry can come to here. I actually would love to focus on maintaining that supply line. I just don't know how to do it. Attacking this man seems to make sense. Bringing in this fighter is nice. I really wanna just run like the wind, you know? There's no way to back this up, though. Like, this is fine. I actually don't mind that play. It's aggressive, but these garrison units need to stay with their cities. So unless he wants to move a cannon out there, he's being enveloped. Like, then you can come forward, you can do a little push. You can bring the cannon around, capture some territory while we're at it. Maybe push on this corner. I'd love to really harass this particular unit. I just can't quite get to it. All of my heavy hitters are down here, so you guys can try and do this push. You need to heal. Yeah, I mean, and these guys are at 7, which is like the perfect time to just repair. Keep these attacks going. Hit this corner very, very hard. I don't know that a train is necessary, unless I'm going to bring you down to this Romanian front. Which maybe is the play. So you can keep routing this way. And I don't know, I mean, you can come down here, fine. Can you be upgraded? No. You can be healed, so fine. Yeah, I mean, look, we can get some of these upgrades while we're here. You need one. And it looks like the main breakthrough is here in the north. I could upgrade this ship for 2 more naval attack. This one as well. I mean, 5 power is hard, but does that ever... I don't think I've ever upgraded my my dreadnoughts. Dreadnought level 3s or level 4 actually. So 2 more bombard on them. This guy goes to 24 because reasons. Okay. That's expensive, but the Germans just got in their convoy. So it's basically Christmas. Here, I mean, look, I have to finish off the Belgian squad and take Verdun. Now, the tricky thing is, I can technically get here with a railroad, but that's not good. That's not bueno. I need to... I have enough German artillery that I can hit this corner. What does that mean for us? That means that this can go in. That means that this can go in. Okay. And the question is, can we push on this French troop, or do we have to push the British one? I mean, if I bombard him with an actual... I feel like we have to attack the British one to try and get a sane front line built up here. So let's harass, like, literally all the harassment possible. Oh, baby. Hark now. Alright, now we have to take this spot here. This guy here is so weak that even my garrisons can take good trades on him. Here, I mean, attacking this front line seems dumb. The only thing I hate is that I need to do a rail line to here, and that should lower efficiency, but because I did that, this guy can still chill and get efficiency, so it's fine. And then where can they counterattack? Basically just this guy. Right, like we are putting so much weight down here. I could throw another attack in, but it just seems so wrong. He has 18 digging, and he's on a fortress. Yeah, I mean, I should just get this. I was not expecting to break through in the center. I really thought the Belgium side was where we were going to hit through, but just a couple of weak units here and there, and your world changes. Okay, similarly, I think that this is the place to do some pretty big boom booms. Some pretty big boom booms. Okay, I want to make sure I did it that way so that whatever gets to come in is going to be my cavalry. Okay, you're almost done killing him. You guys are killing him, Is there an attack to be made here? I think so. And here. I don't even care if I'm taking losses. It's attriting the enemy in a way that makes sense. These guys need to stay at full strength, though. And you would get a gas mask if I upgraded you, I think. So, we'll just keep you healthy. You can be repaired. I like that. Because you were at 7, that's why I held you back. I don't think any of these units, like air units that is, can be upgraded or repaired. Yeah, okay. Get this unit over here. I do want to keep eyes on these ports. What, okay. What do we need to do here? I feel like we mobilized pretty well over here. Alright, so can we finally blow through? Yes, we can. Destroyed that air unit. We can put pressure on this garrison, but I just don't see that being the breakthrough. Maybe it is, though. Actually, can I undo? It might be worth pushing deeper here and hitting that cannon. Not that I see the AI firing much with their cannon, but they should be. Can I upgrade this infantry? I can. It's mostly anti-air and gas masks, though, so let's instead just focus on pressuring. I mean, maybe this one here can get upgraded just for the sake of it. Oh wow, they chose not to rotate. We have the ammunition, so let's not hold back. Let's make sure. So you take that tile while we can take it. General steps up. You step up. You step. I mean, the cavalry's so useless here on these dunes, man. And then we may as well bring the air forces closer. And like, look at this. Holy. The British. Do you see this? They could demolish me with this air force. Instead, they're defending against an attack from the Red Sea. Yeah, this is on hard mode, and the AI still struggles to spend its resources adequately and rotate out units. So that's painful. That's painful. This feels like a game where I've accidentally set things to medium. I don't think that's what happened, but sure could, you know. Anyway, it's a whole thing. Let's get up here. This is all done. We've broken through in certain ways. The Germans have no ammunition, but we got both our artilleries firing off that turn. Here we moved up. If they do try and hold this fortress, they're in for a punishing time. We do want to move this air commander to where my fighters are ending up, but they've kind of just all gone their separate ways. In terms of production, we do have another German artillery, but like, where could we even use it? We don't have the ammunition. I've over-invested in artillery. If we are going to be making some breakthroughs, though, here, especially when we're going this deep, we should be throwing a German infantry down here. Can't even deploy them around the city because we've just gone so deep already. And then Austria. I feel like these planes here can rotate south when necessary. So for now, we should just keep pressuring down here. Look at the depth of the forces. They're not super great, don't get me wrong. Like the Belgium are tier 1, French are tier 2. Like even the Russians have better tier infantry than the French. I'm not sure if the AI just because I was stacked so tall on the Western Front, maybe they over-invested in resources to defend themselves, and then I just didn't attack, and I just teched up, and now they're left behind. Strange. Odd. But anyways, all of our fronts, there's basically 5 fronts: East, West, Italy, Caucasus, and Cairo. A little bit of kind of poking around at sea, but this sea front has just become a sea bombardment area. Germany has $70 to put into something. I don't even think it makes sense to like make a bomber. Sounds fun, but they even use 3 ammunition. So I think the only thing we can do with Germany is save up for 100. It's the only way. We are watching Romania with very close interest, okay? Don't you forget about that. Like, and we're prepping for it, so I don't think that there would be an issue even if I learned that they're gonna declare war on me in 2 turns. I'd be like, ah, dang, what are we gonna do? But because all of the other fronts are kind of collapsing, we could just cut back on what's being allocated to them. This is interesting. They really didn't like that deep thrust that we did with that infantry squad. Come on, Britain. Do something. You have so many planes down there. You could punish. Britain should be into beating the Turks, especially if there's this much movement on the Russian front. Oh, they didn't actually break the border line that I've created. Interesting. Okay, looks like they're going to get that infantry into France. Yeah, and there's the fleet I'm used to seeing. Yeah, okay. Scoring ace, okay. Excuse-moi. All right, let's talk about this. Where are we? Probably the French front. The Germans have enough artillery for 1 shot, despite having 3 cannons on this front alone. A lot of damage could be done here. I could keep filing through this gap I've kind of created. I don't hate that. Like, extending the front line makes a tremendous amount of sense. My Air Force could really do for a little bit of replacement. Let's at least do the 7s. And then, how much? You have 0 efficiency. I mean, come on, man. You gotta come through on that. Boom. Okay, we can't finish him off. That upsets me. The limited, like, the Germany. Oh wait, yeah, you can follow that attack. Okay. I mean, now the general has 3 tiles here at least, so we could, in theory, get some decent attacks on this guy. This is my highest tier unit over here. Well, okay. If we can't finish him off, then let's focus on harassing this corner, and then, like, getting through this fortress would be sick, but I just feel like our artillery is better used somewhere else. So I don't want to preempt the assault. I'll do a little bit of, like, attacking in general, but really we're chilling. We'll move him up. Using the railroad is fine. Germany has so many rail lines and we hardly use them. Austria has the cash, and by the cash I mean the bullets, the artillery, so they can absolutely bomb everything. They are doing a big drawdown, don't get me wrong, they have less every turn, but my god, if you get these kinds of results, you gotta go for it, right? Keep attacking from Italy, or Venice. Keep attacking the corners. General in behind is chillin'. There are some upgrades for anti-air that can be done. Again, focusing the infantry squads instead of the garrisons. Alright, you step over, you step over, you step up. Take this mountain. It'll make them really slow at getting through. Just want to fix that unit. I hate having wounded units. Can you hit anything? Just the garrison. If we look at diplomacy, it's still 10 plus, so what are we doing here? I think we're coming around the mountain and hitting this guy. Oh, that's so annoying. Because I really need this general in this area. Look, at the very least, we can come to here. I need to fix my planes, man. They are getting broken down all over the bloody place. Let's pressure this unit a couple of times. And then boom, baby. And I want to get the kill on this unit. And yeah. We bring this general down. We bring you up. Look at that. I mean, Austria does have artillery, so we could hit this unit, but all of these guys are about to be encircled. And I just hurt their strongest squads on the corners, so... I don't know. There might be a way for this unit to go... Can't go here. Can't... It's a bog, right? I don't think there's a way for it to get out. You're in a fortress. That could be hard to crack. I'm not really ready to start the attack on you, though. Maybe I just try and break through here. Just... Okay. That would have been overkill. Using the artillery. Let's go to here. Start doing some damage there. We don't need all this Air Force. We can start wearing him down. I don't know. I just have so much, like... so much breakthrough potential, right? Like... That city is empty, so this guy has to leave his fortifications here. I'm just worried that somehow they can reconnect this pocket. So I don't want to, like, let up on pressure. But I guess they can't do it if I move, like, a plane there, probably. That'll make it harder. And then, like... slip in some units. Yeah, just keep coming down, boys. I don't think I need a cannon here, you know, but just for the sake of frontline continuity. Yeah, one more unit down to here, sure. Big infantry squads. Upgrade, upgrade, upgrade. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to get another, doesn't look like we're going to be able to get another squaddy or another unit of ammunition production. Just based on all these, like, upgrades and stuff that I'm looking to get. Are they, are these upgrades worth getting on my garrisons? At this point, I do have, some good benefits, and I don't know what you're up to, so let's just go a little bit wild with these upgrades, since I did get that unit in. Alright, that's about enough. I do want to keep a little bit of a war chest here. I mean, this is looking safer. Alright, down here... Really, it would be great to puncture into here, but that's just not it, you know? It's not going to happen. Can we punish this infantry? Maybe pull you over. Oh, undo. I need this to attack while it still has the general. Okay, we are taking massive losses. Didn't love that. But yeah, while we're here, may as well get these upgrades. And then... I think we upgrade the Ottoman cannon. And... some of their units, but... yeah, I don't see it doing very much. We're trying to cycle this garrison out, so next turn we'll do another shift, and we'll have 4 infantry against his 4 units here, but we'll have the kicker of artillery and a plane. We'll start doing it, but we're definitely losing that battle. All right, so slow going on every front except for the Russian front, where it looks like if we actually get to destroy this entire pocket, that's just so much. Like, there's just so much of, like, Russia, right? Like, to get to Moscow is all the way in here. It's just so big. So even if we delete, like, an entire army, there's nothing stopping them from losing all of the upkeep on these units, right? All these units cost them 4 per turn, and they cost 20. So if I kill 5 squads, that gives them enough income to buy 1 squad per turn, right? It'll slow down as they buy new ones and they have to pay new upkeep, but like, if we don't take the cities, which we are taking, Warsaw, Novo, Brest-Litovsk, if we don't take more cities, their income is going to stay high. So we need to get in there. It's just Russia is so big. It's so big. Great. Can we attack you? Not really. Is any of this naval stuff even worth talking about? Probably not. We can try and kind of bait them into some sort of engagement around here, but you know, we're mostly just chilling. There was an infantry down here, but that's where the French fleet went. That's why we've had so much dominance in the Med. They sent their French fleet, all of it, out here to protect their convoys, which I haven't even tried to harass yet this game. I know better than that. Okay. Well, damn. If diplomacy is still 10 plus turns, I don't think Austria needs to do anything different. I think that we're pretty much through. Let's end turn and see if we're about to blow up this pocket. They just cycled a 1 on the front line to die. Okay. Interesting strategy. I guess they repaired him, but he has no efficiency, so we'll see. I mean, look, everyone out here is taking heavy casualties, so it's not like this is going really well for anyone. Yeah, him hitting our plane is poopy. Let's see it, Russia. What do you have? A unit? Like, I have a plane out there, so, like, I don't see any units coming to help. Yeah, there's the Royal Navy, baby. All chilling out hard. Hard chilling. More convoys. Love it. Big upgrades for a lot of units. A lot of Austrian upgrades, my lord. So, all of this is not completely out of supply, because they still have the fortress giving them half supply, I think. But still, even with that said, like, you can see some good combat advantages here. Just saying, it's gonna look good. The Germans actually managed to get up to 30-something ammunition as well, so we can judiciously send some shells over. But look at this thrust. Like, we've just penetrated so deep, and this is about to go down, and then we have units lined up right after them to take the spot. Yeah, this is where I have to call it today, but like, even this, like, we're going to be doing actual difficult, like, I think we have to move this guy away and bring this dreadnought up front to start hammering these units directly. Romania, let's look at this. It's still 10 plus. We know that these shift around a little bit. Like, Bulgaria for many, many turns was well ahead of Romania in terms of joining the war. And now it's flipped. I don't know why. Maybe the lack of progress that was made on France and Belgium. Like, we didn't even knock Belgium out of the war. How sad is that? But hey, if Romania joins in, that's like, what, 4 squads of infantry? Just saying, it's not that hot. They probably have a bunch of research and stuff, though, that they can probably get some upgrades. Like, what do the Italian troops look like at this point? They're only at 1 or 2. Some of them are at level 3. But yeah, not very impressive. Level 2 artillery, so we'll see what the Romanians have in store, but from what we can see, they're pretty much level 1 and maxed out on infantry. So I doubt they have much economy left. Given the size of their army and the fact that in Romania there's a 12, an 18, a 5, and a 2 for what, 37 production? Like, you know, we have more than that here. Oh, well, Austria is very big. Who's a good comparator? Like, Brussels, I guess, only has like 20 something, and they end up fielding like 3 or 4 kind of crap battalions here and there. I know we just killed one. Serbia had a lot going on, but I forget how strong their cities were. Look at all this great conquers, though. I wish I had taken these cities. I'm very upset that I didn't. Anyways, let's call it there. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Ciao for now.